Let's see. 2 seconds. Hey guys, Leolah's live. Come on in, guys. Hey guys. Hey. Click the like button as you come in. Hey everyone, click the like button. Hey, happy Mother's Day to those of you that celebrate. I don't celebrate. So I'm all alone. I'm all alone, you guys. All by myself for Mother's Day. No, I just left a meeting that I was going to. Hey guys. Oh wow, you guys are coming in fast. Hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button as you come in. Okay? Hit the like button. Trying to get this water. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Hope this thing can stay up. Yeah, that's good. It's kind of tilted. Give me a second. Hey guys. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button as you come in. Hey guys, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mothers and you beautiful fathers that are taking care of your children, being the mother. Happy Mother's Day to you too. Yes. Hey guys, I'm just leaving a meeting. I'm headed home. Well, it was a meeting that really didn't even, the meeting really didn't even go. Okay, happy Mother's Day. Bless you. Thank you, Rosemary. And Mother Oaks, we love you, Leolah, for speaking the truth on Whitney. Thank you. You are mothering all of us today in the truth. Hey, thank you, darling. Hey, Lady T, happy Mother's Day to you, too. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button, guys. Come on, I just came on. I gotta keep asking to hit the like button. Love from Portland. Hey, Portland. Kenny Craig, Lady T, Rosemary, Shelley, the Dixon family. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Kenny Craig. Hit the like button. It's 46 people and only 30 likes. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. We gonna hang it up then? Y'all wanna just call it a night? You don't wanna hit that like button. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hey, Miss Shelton. Oh, really? Beyonce. Yeah? You are definitely in the algorithm. Okay, because I got the notification as soon as you went live. Okay. See, hey, Dion. See, some people get the notification and some people don't, but that has nothing to do with me. And I guess people don't know that. They think that, Leolah's just don't notify you, but that has nothing to do with me. YouTube don't allow us to, do that. They do that. They have to notify you guys. I have no way of notifying everybody unless it's something that I don't know. Now, I don't think so. I think it's just YouTube. Yeah. Please hit the like button, guys. I love you too, Dion. Hey, Ray Robinson. Okay. I love you too, Kawan from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Depending on the device, everyone might not be able to. Okay. I know, Shelly. Ain't that something? I don't see why it's so hard for everyone to hit the like button. Jeez. Just hit the like button when you come in. And if you do that, whenever I come on to talk to you guys, you don't have to worry about me wasting time talking about the like button. Just as soon as you come on, just hit that like button. That's all you gotta do. That's it. Yes, we are blessed each and every day. Kawan said he's coming. Kawan, you coming to America? That'll be nice. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I just, you know what? I know a lot of people want to be a member, but basically, you know, I have a new Cash App and I ain't going to give it up right away because I stopped taking, because nobody's really, I mean, you know, I need everybody to be on board, not just a few. I need everybody on board with the membership thing. Okay, everybody has to be on board with that in order for us to move and do things as a whole. So since I didn't have the support of everybody at the same time, I kind of just said, you know what, we're going to wait for that, because that was something I was doing for you all. So my book is still coming out. I'm still doing a book tour, if it be the will of Allah. Okay, and I believe it is His will. So everything is still the same. Everything is still the same. Leolah is still doing what she got to do. Okay, but you know, I need people that are gonna, you know, if we're gonna do this thing, it's got to be consistent. It's got to be consistent, and you know, it's very simple. It's very simple to do. Donate, you know. But I shut the Cash App. Not I, but the Cash App is shut down. Well, no, yeah, I shut the Cash App down. And nobody's sending. You know, I might pick it. I might pick it up again. I don't know. I might. I don't want to refuse any money, but at the same time, you know, I don't want to take your money and then, you know, everybody ain't on board. So then what we doing? You know, no, I need everybody on board. Everybody has to be on board with that. So we'll just save it. We'll do it another time. I'm still gonna do other things that I was going to do, like have certain ones come on and talk to you guys one-on-one. I will probably still do that. Okay. No, Kawan, I don't know anything about Bobby and Whitney's trip to Brazil in 1994 at Rock in Rio. 94? I didn't go to Brazil with them, but I was on tour with them in 94. 92 to 94, I was on tour with Bobby, and Whitney came out with us. Yep, Shelly said Australia here. Gee, I seen a video saying Whitney was going to do an audit on her music. If so, Clive Davis is someone to look at. They had an argument 2 days before she was murdered. Says who? Her and Clive? Really? I know one thing I heard that I didn't mention to anybody. I heard from a reputable source that Mary, Pat's niece or aunt or whatever relation she is to Pat. I heard that she got busted stealing something from Whitney, and Whitney caught her and said, when we get back to Atlanta, stay away from me. And Whitney told her, you will never be around me ever again. Yeah, that's something I heard happen while they were at that hotel. And let me tell y'all something. Don't listen to anything Mary is saying. I just seen an interview. It was something she was on, and she was saying that she actually talked to Whitney, and Whitney told her some secret thing. It was the thing about DeeDee Warwick. Let me tell you all something. Pat has got to be telling this lady what to say. Because, first of all, Whitney, I've never once seen Mary around Whitney. Honest. Never. I didn't even know who Mary was. So, you see, she didn't come around probably until after Bobby and Whitney divorced. And then Pat started getting all her people in place. But Mary, I can guarantee you that Whitney did not tell her anything about no DeeDee Warwick. No. And these people are, let me tell you something, they are actually, they're doing all this stuff to Whitney. They're trying to create this big picture. Oh my God. And you know, the media, people that are interviewing them should make them take the lie detector test. Yes. They need to do a lie detector test because they're not being honest. They're not. Whitney would never talk about, and that did not happen with DeeDee Warwick. Whitney loved DeeDee Warwick, respected DeeDee Warwick, never said anything negative about DeeDee Warwick. I'm telling you, I know this. Whitney loved her, you know. But you all got to use your head. Use your head. Why would all this come up after Whitney dies? Then you get all this stuff coming out. Y'all should know that this stuff ain't true. No, everybody's coming out with stuff about Whitney and what she said and what she did and who did this to her, and they're lying. I do not believe in none of it. No. All these movies, they're not even depicting her right. Everything is negative. Negative. Out of all the stuff that Whitney did in her life, you gonna throw some stuff up on the screen about negative stuff? Because they know that that's what sells, and that's what you all want to. That's not what people want to. A lot of people today don't want to see that, but that's what they're doing. And you got some that's sadly still out here that want to see that, and that's why they're doing that. But God is in control now, and He's not even allowing anybody to like that. And that's the sad part about all of this. You know, it's gonna keep coming probably, but you know what? You guys have the truth. You all know. Y'all know better. That's sad. All these movies saying negative, and they're lying. That stuff ain't even true. None of that stuff. And they're trying to make my brother look bad, and they're talking about Whitney said this about DeeDee Warwick, and Whitney ain't never said nothing about no DeeDee Warwick. I don't get it. I don't know what Pat and Gary are trying to do. Like, what are you trying to do? And you trying to tarnish somebody's name that's dead and gone. Somebody that had a beautiful spirit, beautiful soul that Whitney really loved. Whitney really loved DeeDee Warwick, and she respected her a lot. And for them to do that, that is ugly. That was an ugly thing. They must be angry with somebody. Gotta be. And so they're trying to throw stuff like that out there. People do that. You know, it's no telling. They might be trying to do another movie or something, or trying to get another movie deal or something. But that's not funny to me. Not at all. That is not funny. I don't like that at all. No. Whitney ain't never said nothing bad about a Warwick. She loved her Aunt Dion. She loved her Aunt Dion. And she loved her cousin DeeDee. So all that stuff that Pat and Gary's saying about Trying to take my shoes off. Uh, DeeDee Warwick is a lie. I don't believe it for 2 seconds, and don't you all. Do not. Yeah, but Whitney ain't never told Mary nothing. Mary ain't. Whitney, I've never even seen Whitney around Mary. Somebody's paying Mary. Somebody is paying Mary to say things. Yes, gotta be. What do Whitney Houston look like telling Mary? Pat, and that's Pat's girl. You understand? That is Pat's girl. That's who Mary is. Hold on, guys. Hold on for 1 second. Yeah, that's who Mary is. And she's somebody that I believe Pat is paying to say those things. Yes. I got a phone call tonight from my girl Tawana in California. She told me she saw Pat and Gary at a some kind of musical gospel fest. I'm like, they are so, you know what? Let me tell you something. And I can say this. I believe that Pat and Gary is so happy that Whitney's dead. They are trying to replace Whitney. They're trying to get in the music industry. They're trying to be around everybody. And they're trying to get their name out there and do this and do that. You understand what I'm saying? And so I was on the phone with Tawana and I said, wow. She said, I saw Pat and Gary, and she started laughing. And she said, but you know what? I didn't, and she was just laughing at the fact that, I guess somebody was trying to sing and didn't sound right. But I'm like, wow. I said, so this is what Whitney died for, huh? So that y'all could take over. Wow. There is no way. I wouldn't even go to that concert. It's a reason why Whitney stayed to herself when she was alive and she was out there doing her thing. It's a reason why now I see why she did not, because a lot of people say that Gary was angry that Whitney, he was jealous that Whitney made it and he didn't in the music industry. But I can see why Whitney did not break her neck to help him, to, help him with a deal or whatever. She knew. That's all they wanted from her. I'm looking at this whole thing now. I'm looking at Pat and Gary, and they're out here just, everything. They're just using Whitney's name. Once Whitney Houston is gone, she's gone. You can't replace her, Gary or Pat. But they want that attention. They want that attention from Whitney's audience. Sad. That is so sad. Wow. Get your own life. It's so sad. It is so sad, you guys. You have no idea. Yeah, well, yeah, and I think so too, Aaron. You said Gary had personal problems with Robin and hated Robin being around his sister. Why? Because she had Whitney's best interests and looked out for her, unlike how he doesn't. Right. But Robin too, my thing is, I think Robin should have sat down too now, because I kind of see where she went with this. And if I said to myself, if Whitney was alive, Robin, would you do this? See, that's the thing. That's when you know you have a friend. Because if you can, whatever you can do to me with my back turned, you understand what I'm saying? If you can represent me well and you can say nice things about me when I'm not around you, then you're my friend. But don't wait till I die to say something. And then you want to come out and say stuff that don't even, make sense. You know, and then I heard Robin said in the beginning, no, me and Whitney never had a relationship. And then she turned around and said that she did. But why would you want to say that? Would you say that if Whitney was alive? Would you do that? Why is everybody doing this to Whitney? See, I don't call that friendship. I really don't. And I love and respect Robin, but I mean, I don't hate anybody, but I just don't. I'm a person that I'm big on loyalty. You understand? I'm big on loyalty. If I got your back, I got your back in life and death. And that's me. And nothing can change that. Nothing can turn me around. No amount of money can make me start talking bad about you. And I'm going to keep all the secrets that you tell me. They ain't going nowhere. I know a lot of stuff. I know a lot of stuff about Whitney, but I would never, ever, no. And it ain't none of that stuff they saying, no. And it's not bad. Not that bad. But I'm just saying, you don't do that to people. You don't do that. No, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. And you got to treat people just like you like to be treated. You have to. And I live on that, and I'ma die on it. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in doing people wrong. You don't do that. Yeah, loyalty over everything. Loyalty over everything. You got to stay down out here, and don't be weak and let something small. I got friends but I'm gonna tell you something. I got friends that are turning their back on me, and not a lot, but I said praise God. Thank you, God, because I know God is about to bless me, and God didn't want them around. I guess He did not. He didn't want them around me. Because you can always think you got a friend, but you really don't know people. You don't. And it just takes for something to happen for your eyes to be open. You could be around somebody for many years and not even know. You don't know how dangerous and devious they are. So, man, it's sad, man. People, I hate to see. I don't like backstabbers. I don't. Let me see what you guys are saying. Tony Braxton, the Dixon family said Tony Braxton knows a lot. I don't know what Tony knows. I'm sure everybody knows. I mean, there's no way I could be. Let me tell you something. I couldn't be. Well, no, I could. I could be. You can do anything you want to do in this life. You can't let nothing scare you away from nothing. God placed you here. You have every right that the Father gave you to be here and do right. But at the same time, we got to respect God and respect His earth and respect Him, and be loyal to Him as much as we can. You understand? But I just lost my train of thought. What I was getting ready to say. I got so much I'm trying to say. Oh, that's what I'm trying to say. But I would never, ever be in something and then somebody tell me I got to do this or do that in order to do this or that. No, you will not have control over my life like that. No, hell no. I'm not that desperate. No. But a lot of times too, you guys, y'all got to understand, a lot of people been tricked and fooled into the industry. A lot of people think people in the industry are wicked, and that's not always true. It's not. A lot of people have been tricked into their contracts and things like that. So don't always think that somebody knew at the table what they were getting into. People don't know. Some people don't know. A lot of people don't know what they're getting into. And especially somebody like Whitney, her mother had control over her when she was younger and probably signed her deal, her contract for her. You understand? And then I guess when Whitney realized, all the control that they try to have over you, she didn't want that for herself. And I think it was too late. You know, it was too late. They was telling her there was nothing she could do. That's why Whitney she wanted to get away. She wanted to be somewhere on a little island with Bobby, Christina, and my brother. And live out the rest of her life. And she deserved that. She deserved that. She gave this world everything. This is why I'm so upset that ain't nobody helping me fight for her. She did a lot for this world, this country, and world. Not just this country. She didn't deserve what she got happened to her. Jumped and beaten in a hotel room. Yes, Prince. I saw Bobby accept an award. He has gotten so big, swollen when he talked to Billy. I know. I feel so bad for my brother. I wish he would get the hell away from his wife. Oh my God, she's like a bad omen, a demon. I wish she would just... And I hate to say that. I don't get in nobody's marriage. Nobody's marriage. I don't do that. But when you see something that is sickening, I mean, it's very sickening. Bobby needs to get away. He needs to get away and just walk away. Be strong. God will have you. You know how many times I had my heart broken in relationships? Take that pain. Take it. Man, I swallowed tears after tears after tears and cried. I know what it feels like to be in pain over somebody that you love. And you can no longer be with them. Oh, believe me. And I mean, I went through this at a young age. So can you imagine? A young age. Man. I never cried so hard for my first boyfriend. And never cried so hard for my children's father when he died. But God had me. We go through pain. We're going to hurt. It's part of being human. But you got to trust that God got you. You got to. Because after the rain is sunshine. When you come through that fire, there is joy. There is joy in the morning, baby. Let me tell you. God will soothe your heart. He will. And He will comfort you. Yep, He will. He will. We gotta not be afraid to go through pain. We have to. Okay, Prince said, I love Whitney, but I hated that on the Oprah interview. She never took accountability on why the marriage ended. She allowed the world to believe that Bobby was the only problem in their relationship. Well, she was right, but it was just that. I don't think it was that. Whitney was just, I think that it was people around her messing with her head, Prince. It was because Whitney had realized that she really loved Bobby and Bobby really loved her, and that people were in her ear about him. You understand? They didn't want Bobby and Whitney together. They did not, because they knew that was her security blanket. Bobby, the Brown family, period, was Whitney's new family that God had given to her. Because she really didn't have family like she really wanted it. That's why she loved my family so much. She came to my mother's funeral and pointed to my mother's casket and said, this, and she looked directly at Alicia. She said, this is my mother. Once a Brown, always a Brown. Because her and my mother were so close. That's why I tell people, God took my mother first. He took my mother first before He took Whitney. Because had He taken Whitney first, My mother would. Y'all think I'm out here fighting? Y'all did not know my mother. My mother was a beast. Ma Brown did not play with nobody. And she ain't afraid of nothing. She wasn't afraid of nothing under the sun. Nothing. I don't care how big you were, how much you talked about how big and bad you were. My mother, that go through one ear and out the other with her. She saw nobody but God. I'm telling you, as bigger than her. My mother she was a beast with hers. She did not play at all. And she would have been out here fighting for Whitney. But I think that it would have taken her too. It would have killed my mother. Yes. And I want to talk about something for a moment. I'm getting a lot of mail from people. People are telling me that my nephew doesn't have nothing to talk about on his podcast and he needs to find something better to talk about. He shouldn't be talking about our family business. I totally agree with that on this particular video that he did. Some things are just not to be talked about. So I do agree. When it comes to my mother's tombstone, we are being told, the Brown family, that we have to come together and everybody put the tombstone on my mother's grave. Now, we were told that, I was told two stories. One was that Bobby was making the decision on his own and everybody was waiting for Bobby to do it. And then I heard that my nephew went up to Boston and he said that the people told him, no, we all have to come together. But let me say this. Somebody did something and made a boo-boo somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm going to find out. Because there is no such thing. I was on the phone with my cousins from Boston earlier today. My cousin Gary. His name is Gary as well. And we were talking about my Aunt Maggie. I have an Aunt Maggie that died of cancer. And he was telling me how, they went, it was a single person that went and put a tombstone on Aunt Maggie's grave. What is this about all the children have to come together? No, if whoever buys the tombstone, just put the tombstone on my mother's grave. But they've been telling us that we can't do that for years. Like there was somebody's doing some shady stuff behind my mother's, behind her tombstone. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Because enough is enough. My mother's not going to go on without a tombstone. No. I'm going to get to it. Don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Because what they're not going to do is act like you're not going to leave my mother out there like that without a tombstone. And I've went to my brothers and sisters several times. And I had been asking, what is going on with Mommy's tombstone? They always told me Bobby was putting the tombstone on. And, so... And I'm thinking that it's going down. And then my brother said that we were going to do a show. And we were going to, all of us, the beginning of the show was going to air with us going to the tombstone to place my mother's tombstone on there. None of that ever happened. But my mother needs her tombstone. But some stuff we don't have to talk about on social media. You understand? Or we don't need to do that. I'm not that, I'm about truth and stuff, but I am not always open to air out everything that our family goes through. No. There's a lot more other things that we can talk about. We don't have to do that. Some things are private, and that's one of them. That shouldn't have been up there. But, that's neither here nor there. I don't think that, and I'm just being real, with all due respect to my nephew Shane. I honestly uh, think and believe that we should not have done that, you know. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm not mad at Shane or anything like that. But that is something that we shouldn't be talking about. There's a lot of other things we can, talk about other than that. There's a lot of things. We don't need to be talking about that. But I'm going to get to the bottom of it for sure. Yes. Um, yes. Doesn't make any sense. Anybody can buy that tombstone. You don't need everybody. That's right. Yeah. I think it's something that I don't know. And I'm not going to blame Alicia for that because, Bobby, let me tell you something. Can't nobody make you do something against your mother. No female. No. So I'm not going to blame Alicia for that. But yes, she's probably in his ear. But Bobby got to stand up and be a man and not allow her to do a lot of things. You understand? No, time is out for that. You know, I don't understand a lot of things, but oh my God, I wish men would listen to women when it comes to love and different things like that. And you got sisters at home, brothers. Listen to your sisters and your aunts and your mom. Listen, because we are women. We can tell you about women. We can, because we are women ourselves. We know, like when I say things like a woman will never love you if she can control you. If a female can control you, brothers, she can't love you. I don't care what you're doing for her. She's not going to love you. You're going to be like a puppet in her eyes. And she's going to start losing respect for you. You ever walk down the street and see a woman yelling at a man? I hate to see that. I stopped some young boys and girls one time in the mall. They were walking and talking, and the girl was like, I gotta set this phone back. The girl was like, I need my thing. She was trying to, she was yelling at her boyfriend, and she was embarrassing him. And I seen it on his face, and I'm looking at her like, I said, no, come here. I said, don't ever do that. Not out in public. Don't ever do that to your boyfriend. Because he can really beat you up. He just don't want to because he loves you so much. I said, but, be a lady. Don't yell at him in the street. That makes him feel so bad. Don't do that. Wait until you get him by himself. And then on top of that, yell at him in the right spirit. Not the wrong spirit. Argue with him, not yell. But, anyway, long story short, they thanked me. And at that time, I'm not going to finish talking about that. Because that don't have nothing to do with nothing. But anyway, I'll say it. At that time, I was on my way to Deb Anthony's house, Walker Flocker's mother. They had called me and told me to come over. Deb was cooking some gumbo. And I was telling them that I had just met these young kids in the mall. And so they started asking me for money. They was like, we hadn't eaten today. Can you buy us something to eat? So I gave them all everything that I had in my pocket. I gave them money. But I had talked to them and told that young girl, don't ever do that again. Don't ever embarrass your boyfriend like that. They were like 17, 18 maybe. And they thanked me. I stood there and talked to them for a long time about everything. I mean, I just talked and talked and talked and gave them an understanding of where we are today in this time. And so they were grateful. They was like, wow, that makes sense. Thank you. I'm going to try to be better. And that's what we got to do, people. When we see our youth out here doing something, we ain't got to yell at them and be upset and call them names and different things like that. Talk to them. Talk to them. That's what I do. I talk to them. Because they won't know unless we talk to them. And then they'll appreciate you. You know? Then they'll appreciate you. And let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all this. When I remember when I was having my meetings, my board and staff meetings for my foundation. And I was talking one day at the table. I had a table full of people. It was potential people that were coming into my company. They wanted to work for me, and become hired and things like that. So we were sitting down talking about the rules, regulations, and all that. So I was asking questions just to get into their mind to see who they were as individuals. So I said, okay, let's say it's Sunday and it's worship day for everybody. Some people go to church, some people go to mosque, some people go wherever they go. Some people prefer praying at home. Whatever. Everybody's different. So I said, now you're staff and you're working in my foundation. And we have the youth. I said, what are you going to do? It's Sunday. The van is outside. What are we going to do if you want to go to church? So there was a gentleman sitting at my table, and he said, I think he was a Hebrew Israelite. So he said, well, I'm gonna it's Sunday and it's time to take the youth to church, so they're gonna have to go where I go. I said, no, not in my company. I said, I don't care if we had a youth that was an atheist. That's their business. You don't force nobody to go nowhere, and especially not to your congregation, because they may not want to go to your congregation. I said, no, that's wrong. That's the wrong answer. You can't do that. We don't force anybody to go anywhere. If that person says, I don't want to get on that van and go to the church today, we let them stay back. They say, I want to stay in my room and pray. You let them do that, because that's their choice. So he got upset. I said, you couldn't work for me if that's what you would do. So this brother got upset, you all, went home, and I think he tried to send a virus to my computer. Yes, it got that serious. But I mean, people are just, the youth don't need that. They don't need that. The youth of the world today need people that really care about them and love them, and that's going to sit down and listen and really help guide them. But you don't guide anybody by forcing them to your way. You can't do that. No. You be a leader or one that guides somebody. You do that by being an example. You first be that example, but you give them the freedom of their own choice. You can't force nobody to go to church because you want them to go to church or mosque. You can't do that. But anyway, we some messed up people. We really are. And no, I would never. My foundation ain't about that. No, we can't do that. No. And then another woman was there. She was like, well, I have a 20-year degree, and 20 years experience on her job. And she was like, I'm perfect for, I've got the education. And I said, ma'am, let me tell you something. I don't care if a person is a felon. My foundation needs people in it that are going to be, that have it in their, that is very passionate about what they do. That's the people that I want working for me, because they love children, they love youth so much that they would do anything for, and take anything from them. You understand? Because I was asking questions like, what if one of them spit in your face and said your mother's a whatever? What would you do? And then, some people will answer and say, snap. And I said, no, see, you can't work at my foundation. Because you're going to have to take stuff. You're going to have to understand that the youth been through a whole lot out here. A whole lot. And we have to understand that it's because of us, our generation, because we raised them. So what we need to do right now is be patient with them and humble ourselves. Man, I got to teach people how to just be good people, godly people. And that's so sad that we don't understand. But anyway, I told her, no, I don't care if you're a felon, because I want passionate people. I want people that say, look, Leolah, I'm a felon. I ain't even got, I'm a felon, or I don't want people like this, but I'm saying just want people like this, but I'll accept people like that says, I'm passionate about this work. I need people that are passionate, not people that just want a paycheck. Because there's too many people in this world that have been living on their jobs for 30. They have retired from jobs that they hate. They have never really lived out their life because they're not doing what they are passionate about doing. That's why I have a book coming out, and it talks about customer service. You walk in a place of business, and you get looked at wrong, or you get a nasty attitude. It's because that person is not happy at what they're doing, so they're going to take it out on you. That's not living. You have to do something that you're passionate about, and that's what will get everybody rich. That's what's going to get you rich and make your money for you, because you're doing. I tell everybody, in order to find out what it is that because a lot of people don't know why they're here. And really all you got to do is sit down with self and ask yourself, what do I really like to do? What do I like to do so much that if I woke up every day and did it without getting one red penny for it, but I could still have a smile on my face, what is that I can do? Everybody can answer that for themselves. Something that they would like to do, that they're very passionate about. And if you answer that question honestly for yourself, there you have it. That's what you do. And you go after that dream. You get out your book, your pen and paper, and you find out what it is that you can do. What it is that you need to do. Step 1, step 2, to get to where you want to be. And just do it. Just do it. When you get to 1, and if it's money that you need, man, let me tell you something. All you got to do is ask God. God will make a way. The universe is obligated to give us anything and everything that we ask for. You ain't got to have no way or no means of getting it. The universe will create something in your mind, your brain, for you. Meaning you'll create it yourself. And then it'll come to you. You understand? Man. And that's it. You got to do what you're passionate about doing. We got to stop taking on these jobs, working 30 and 40 years at a job that we don't like, and then we retire from it, and we still ain't happy. That's not living. That is not living. I'm passionate about things like this, what I'm doing right here. Teaching people, talking, counseling, mentoring. Yes. I love it. I can do it every day. If I didn't get a dime, I could do it every day. So, I will open up an office. And I'm gonna say this. I have an office open now. If anybody wants a one-on-one with Leolah, you can have it with me. You can have it with me. You have to email me, Leolah Brown, Leolah Brown 2023 at Gmail. Email me. I do one-on-one counseling. Yep. And I mean, but you know what? Ain't nothing for free, y'all. Okay? I gotta live too. I got bills just like you all. I have bills. And that is that's how I make a living. Yes. I counsel people. Yes. For a small price. I will come to you. You come to me. I will sit in front of you. I will counsel you for as long as you want. And I guarantee you, when I'm done with you, there's nothing that will stop you from doing what you want to do. Trust me. Oh yeah. Yeah. And the sky ain't the limit. You can go so far. So very far. Yep. Let me see what you guys are saying. 134 people on. I got 108 likes. Come on, guys. Okay, what are you all talking about? The last thing that Bobby needs right now is a lawsuit for divorce and child support from Alicia. Yeah, but guess what? Guess what? Not necessarily. Let me tell you something. I got some stuff on Alicia. She won't get filed with any lawsuits on Bobby. Bobby can turn right around and do some on her. Oh, I got the tea on her. I just ain't been out here doing that because I don't, you would think I'm saying a lot about his wife, but there's a lot that I'm not saying. So I can't be that, I can't hate Alicia that much. But no, I got a lot of stuff on Alicia that I know. No, she can't do nothing to Bobby. I know a lot about Alicia. Yes, Stephen Christian said, I'm passionate about photography, videography, and helping people, especially mental health. I'm in the mental health field and certified mental health advocate. That's good. I am too. Yes, I've done jobs for the city, the state, that you had to have a 6-year degree for. Yes. And I was very successful on that job. Oh, yes. Did things that people with degrees can't even do. Stop people from committing suicide and everything. Yes. Beyonce said, I think Sissy is being abused by Pat. Yeah, I think so too. I believe so. Yeah. I think somebody's done something to Mama Sissy. Because her health just went down too fast. Too fast. And it seemed like her health didn't go down until Pat and Gary got to New Jersey with Mama Sissy. I believe that. I really do. Yeah, let me see. That's okay, Calvin Terrell said, and I'm sure he knows that if he stands up to her about his family or about Bobby Christie's Foundation, she will leave him and file all kinds of charges against him. And that's why I got my brother's back. I got all kinds of stuff on Alicia. I got all kinds of stuff. Yes, witnesses. I got all kind of juice on her. She won't win in a courtroom with my brother. No, she will not. See, Alicia, she goes out and does her sneaky things and thinks that Bobby can't see her, and he might not. But I know people that have, and they're ready. They're ready for a courtroom. Just in case. Y'all think I ain't been doing my homework for my brother? I got my brother's back. Oh no, she will not do that. You will not do that to Bobby Brown. No, you will not. Not as good as he was to you. No. Mm-mm. No, I got the juice on Alicia. Yes, I do. Where am I at? Okay, let me see. There's, sometimes I say there may not never be justice. I don't mean with God. God will always bring justice. We don't have to worry about that. Now, we may not have justice with those in authority. That's what I mean. They might not never step up and bring Bobby, Christina, and Whitney justice. But God will. God will give them justice. They will have justice because God's going to give it to them. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You can rest assured. You can be assured of that. Rest and be assured of that. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So there'll be some justice soon. We just have to be patient with God. But God gives justice, honey. No, don't nothing go. God does not allow. It ain't but so far that people can go. God will. He will. He'll show you who's really in control and has the power. Yeah. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. So, guys, yeah, I believe that things are gonna turn around for my brother. I pray that they do. I'm trying to think positive. Mike Edwards said, man, I hope there will be justice one day, but with Nick dead, I doubt they will dig too deep. I don't know. Yeah, they brought in the drugs. I don't know what guns you're talking about, Judah, but I thought you was talking about something else. What did you think of when Whitney cussed Wendy Williams on the radio back in 03? Oh, Whitney don't play. Whitney don't play the radio. You know Whitney gonna cuss you out. If you have anything to say to her, that's Whitney. Whitney didn't. That's Whitney. Crystal Boyd, you said that was sound advice. Crystal, you said I have. Wait a minute, let me see. I'm trying to. Crystal Boyd, you said that was sound advice. You may have broken the start of a generational curse. What advice? I'm trying to. What was you talking about? What did I say? Yes, it is. It's a possibility. To me, it's a possibility that Sissy is not her mother. It is. I'm starting to believe that now. That makes more sense to me. And I think that is why everything was the way it was when I think about it. Like, seriously. I'm so serious. Yes. Wow, just to think about all the stuff that Whitney went through. I mean, everything is adding up now. Everything is clear in front of me now. It really is. Of all the questions and stuff that I had, all the whys and why this and why that, why this. I guess I got it now. I guess we got it now. Yeah, gotta be. Gotta be, gotta be, gotta be. Y'all just wait for the book. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, that I Want to Dance with Somebody movie wasn't hitting on nothing in my opinion either. I did not like that. I ain't never seen a movie that was so boring and so you can see that they just focused on negative, everything negative. Here you got an iconic superstar, one of the best female voices of all times, and you would just focus on what about all the flying she did, the places she went, the things that she did for children. They don't talk about that. Whitney's foundation. I'm like, they don't want to talk about that? The good things that Whitney did for people? Wow. So it shows you. It shows you how much Whitney Houston was hated by Pat. Just look at the movie. Look at that movie. She didn't want nobody. She did that on purpose, you all. I knew it. I said, when I first seen Pat sitting on Oprah telling that big lie that she was Whitney's manager, that's what made me jump up. I said, why is she lying like that? Hold up. And I was waiting for one of the Houstons to come out and say something like, no, she's not her manager. None of them said nothing. I froze. I said, oh my God. You got to be kidding me. Why is she lying like this? And then I started watching how and then they hit the ground running, trying to snatch Whitney's estate. I said, oh my God. That's why they don't want to say nothing, because they all down with it. They want that money too. Then I heard Whitney's nephew, little Gary, saying that's what Chrissy gets because she wasn't giving us nothing anyway. For being stingy with us or whatever he said. Like it's something in reference to Chrissy not giving them. You mean to tell me that they were bothering my niece about money right after Whitney died? I'm like, what the? I ain't never seen a family like this. I ain't never in my life. Never seen anybody act like this. These people are out of their mind. I'm like, y'all doing this to my niece? Y'all need that. I mean, the whole time that they've been working for Whitney, I'm sure people was robbing Whitney because Whitney had all kinds of money missing. Yes. That ain't enough. Wow. Nah, they want that whole estate. Boy, when I tell you all, y'all don't have no clue how wicked folks can be. In all that time, in all them years, they've been talking about the Browns, the Browns this, the Browns that. Nah, the Browns are, look, we some down-to-earth people. Down-to-earth people, that's all. And there's so many people that we've helped. The Browns. If I can, matter of fact, I might even call that. I might even do something where I film that. Where everybody's talking about what the Brown family has done for them. I got hundreds of people that can sit on a camera and tell this world what the Browns did from my mother and father on down. Okay? Nah. We ain't nothing like that. Nothing like that. That was them. And when Whitney ever told me, whenever you see something negative in the media, no. She said no, that it's Pat. She has friends in the media. She said that. Ask my sister Tina too. She'll tell you. She told Tina too. As Whitney told us, she prepared us. Yes, she did. It's getting late, guys. I don't know how long I've been on here, but I gotta go. I gotta get in. Thank you all. I think we're gonna continue this tomorrow, okay? You see, I'm trying to come on every day for y'all. I really am. I'm trying to. I gotta get going though. I love you guys. Love y'all so much. Thank you all for your time and energy. Yes. We're gonna talk some more. We're gonna talk tomorrow. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm gonna start coming out talking every day. Because the book is getting ready to drop now. Yes, it is. It's getting ready to drop. But I love you guys. I want you all to stay safe out here. Stay prayed up. Please. And watch your back. Watch your back. I'm telling you. I'm watching mine. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Listen to me good. I'm going to try to leave y'all with a good word every time I speak to you all. And this, I'm going to leave you with this, and then I'm going to go. When God takes somebody out of your life, walk away with a smile, not a frown. And then get on your knees and thank Him. And as you discover folks not being your friend, don't let them know you know that. Don't let them know that you peep them. Keep it to yourself. You understand? Humble yourself. Stay humble and stay in prayer with God and watch Him work miracles for you. Okay? I'm telling you, watch God work a miracle for you. I love you guys. I will see you all again. Hopefully tomorrow. Peace. Leolah's out.